Welcome to E3 with John Guns. And wow, my brother, what's going on, man?
I am great. How you doing today, sir?
I am incredible. I'm ready to rock and roll. I'm feeling really good about this season. I'm feeling great about this topic tonight. And I just believe, man, that we're getting ready to have an amazing night. So I'm inviting everyone to join us now and to not miss this, because this is gonna be life changing. This is gonna be life changing today.
Absolutely.
This is gonna be life changing. I'm so excited. I'm so motivated, man. Till I'm like man, I'm like ready to rock and roll. So, man, what's been going on with you, man?
Today's been a good day, a productive day, working the plan. Something you said a few weeks ago, being intentional in planning and crafting what your week looks like, and then executing that plan. So today's been a productive day, no complaints. Realizing this, sir, realizing that realistically, the best way to get to the goal, any particular goal, is one step at a time. So you can't afford to get lazy and miss a step, because you can miss destiny.
You know what? That is so powerful, and it's amazing how many people don't understand that and don't take it serious. So I'm real excited about this season. I'm grateful to God for what He's doing. I'm excited about all of the opportunities to just kind of reach beyond what I'm accustomed to, and taking some risk and moving beyond me into some other places. So so man, I'm ready to rock and roll, and thank you always for the setup. Thank you for the setup. Listen, we want everybody now to invite. We want you to invite. We are on YouTube as well as Facebook Live, and so we want you to invite, and we want you to make sure that you encourage others to join us tonight as we dig deep into something that I love. I love this subject because I think that this subject, more than any other subject, to me, is necessary when you start talking about really living the life that God has created you to live, and to go after the life that God has created you to go after. And so what I want to do today is I want to talk about living inspired. I want to talk about living inspired. And I want to give you immediately, for those of you who haven't done it yet, I want to give you immediately an opportunity to join us at E3 by right now texting E3 to 84576, E3 to 84576. I believe that whenever someone gives themselves away to an idea or a vision, you have to trust it, and you have to make sure that you're doing your part to push the vision and to push that the dream that is in you. I really trust this season, and I'm excited about it. So I want to talk tonight. I want to talk tonight, and I'm just kind of reaching out to some people, to have them to get on. I want to talk tonight about living inspired. I want to talk about living inspired, and one of the most amazing things about living inspired is the fact that the person who lives inspired lives with a totally different mindset than anybody else. And so I want to talk about living inspired. Now, what is inspiration? Well, it's really simple. And this definition really lends itself to a lot for me. Living in inspiration is the process of being mentally stimulated to do or feel something, especially to do something creative. Okay, I want to try that again. Inspiration is the process of being mentally stimulated to do or feel something, especially to do something creative. One of the most amazing things about people who live inspired, I'm not just talking about having an inspirational moment, but someone who wakes up every day and lives inspired is really someone who is motivated to give within today their best effort. Let me make sure everybody gets this. When you are living inspired, you wake up every day motivated to within that day give your best effort. People who live inspired are people who wake up every day and within the day that they're given, they give their best effort. So no matter what the day is, no matter how challenging the day is, no matter how frustrating the day can be, no matter what the day requires, it causes you, watch this, to wake up every day with the determination that today I'm going to give my best effort. This is so important because successful people live inspired. Successful people live inspired. Successful people live inspired. So for those of you who are watching right now, I want you to just kind of put in the thread, living inspired, living inspired. Successful people live inspired. They wake up every day and they're motivated to give their best self. And watch this. And within the context of giving their best self, here's what happens. They operate at a level of creativity that is second to none. They operate at a level of creativity that's second to none. And this living creatively causes all of these other things to come to you. So watch the other piece to this is when I wake up every day and I am inspired to give my best effort that day, I create the culture in my own space that makes me a magnet for the things that advances the vision for my life. That's where I am right now. I'm in this amazing place where I wake up every day inspired to give my best effort. And what's happening for me is that now God is releasing relationships and releasing resources that allows me to pursue the next thing that is before me. The next thing that is before me is now in my grasp because I wake up every day with a desire to live inspired. How about you? And this is not an issue of age because you can be 60, 70, 80. It doesn't matter. If you wake up every day motivated and inspired to do the great thing that you're created to do, you will find yourself constantly pursuing life at another level. And so think about this. Think about how many times you wake up and you look at life and you go, man, I wish this was me. I wish that was me. I wish this was happening to me. And what you miss is that it can happen if you choose to pursue it. It can happen if you choose to go after it. It can happen if you really believe that you're built for this. It can happen if you never give up your ability to dream. This is why dreamers are amazing people, because the one thing that a dreamer is going to do is a dreamer is going to always see the possibilities in everything. You got it? The dreamer is going to always see the possibilities in everything. So let's kind of jump right in. Living inspired means waking up every day, motivated to give within that day your best effort. There's a quote by Michelle Ruiz that I want to drop on you. It's an amazing quote. She writes, if people are doubting how far you can go so far you can't hear them anymore. Wow. If people are doubting how far you can go so far that you can't hear them anymore. That to me is extraordinary, that you should live so that your doubters no longer have influence over the way you think and the way you feel and the way you see life. That at some point you have to get beyond doubters. You ready for a major revelation? And the first doubter you have to get beyond is you. Wow. The first doubter you have to get beyond is you. I will acknowledge that there have been times in my life, seasons in my life, opportunities in my life where the biggest doubter was me. It was me who said, I'm not sure if I can accomplish that. It was me who said, I'm not sure if I'm worth that value. And what I'm discovering is that if you do not believe in yourself, the voice that will always keep you from becoming great will be the voice that you can never get away from. It's your voice. It's your look. It's how you view and see your life. So let's read the quote again. If people are doubting how far you can go so far, you can't hear them anymore. I want you to write down 3 very important words that kind of come out of this whole idea of being inspired. Here's the first word: intentional. Inspired people are intentional people. They wake up every day and they do the same things that they know will push and drive them to new and exciting levels. One, they live intentional. Inspired people have a healthy, watch the second word, inward. They live inward, meaning that they work with great diligence on their inner life because they understand that their thoughts and their spirit and all of the other things that are happening within them can either affect them or can cause them to mismanage what God has created them to do. Well, here's the third thing, and it is a simple word: ignite. People who live with inspiration are people who have been ignited to do great things. They are on fire. They burn with passion. They burn with excitement about life. And so watch these 3 words: intentional, inward, and ignite. And so when you decide that you're going to aggressively do the things that you're created to do, you're going to find yourself every day living on fire. You're going to find yourself living intentional. You're going to find yourself protecting your inner life and doing the things that you need to do. Let's get now into the keys of living inspired. And these are things that I've learned over life, and I want to share them with you because I believe they can help you. Again, help us by inviting others to join us tonight. Let's see if we can't get hundreds of people to start watching E3. You can help me build E3 by you being inspired by what we do. Keys to living inspired. Here's the first key: see the world as a classroom. Wow. See the world as a classroom. Here's what I want to suggest to you is that when you see the world as a classroom, you will always do 2 things. You will value learning, and then your experiences and relationships, no matter how good and how bad, will be positive teaching tools. I always hate to see people who have gone through terrible things or difficult things, and they see only the negative lesson within the thing that they went through. I believe that everything that you go through should in some way advance your understanding of you, but also grow you to the point that you now see everything as a learning tool and every experience as a teaching tool. It's amazing to me then to watch people who see the world as their classroom, not a building at the college you attended, not that training room at your job, but the grocery store, the mechanic shop, the restaurant, outside with you and your family. It doesn't matter. Everything, every place is a teaching tool. I learned something from every experience I have. And so inspired people are always learning. They see the world as their classroom, and they take advantage of everything that comes with being them. Socrates once wrote, "Smart people learn from everything and everyone. Average people from their experiences. Stupid people already have all the answers." Wow. Smart people learn from everything and everyone. Average people from their experiences, but stupid people already have the answers. Be a student of your life and be blown away by every opportunity that comes your way. Here's the second thing. The second key is to be mindful. Being mindful is huge because I believe that being mindful is where your inner life exists in its healthiest way. But also being mindful is about living in the moment that you have been given. The person who lives mindful lives in the moment that they've been given, and they take advantage of that moment, and they enjoy that moment, and they find value in the moment that they're in, and they do everything to live in the moment. And it's amazing. It's amazing because when you live in the moment, you're this incredible person who doesn't fear what the moment gives you. To be mindful then is to take advantage of every moment, and then to live in the moment with great intentionality, and to enjoy the moment. Eckhart Tolle writes in The Power of Now, a guide to spiritual enlightenment. As soon as you honor the present moment, all unhappiness and struggle dissolve, and life begins to flow with joy and ease. When you act out of the present moment awareness, whatever you do becomes imbued with a sense of quality, care, and love, even the most simple action. Living in the moment is trusting the present moment, and then letting the present moment cause you to laugh louder, cause you to hug tighter, cause you to reflect deeper. Living in the present moment allows you to never regret that you missed the moment. It was interesting today. Our grandsons came over, and actually they're here now, along with my son and daughter. And so all of us are here except for Deja. But Deja might as well be here because she's on FaceTime all hours of the day, right? And so it's interesting, I've got this relationship with one of our members. And so whenever I request, he will bring a bounce house over to us, so I could, and so today, we've got this bounce house, and so I had to get myself mentally prepared to get in this bounce house today, right? So I'm in the bounce house, and Zai is jumping up and down, and Trey is just rolling, and I'm sitting there like, oh man, I'll be glad when they're tired. And then something hit me. You ready? Something said, and you will never get this moment again. Just enjoy the moment. Because one day they're going to be teenagers, and they're not going to want to jump around in the bounce house. Wow. It dawned on me that present moment was a priceless moment. On Saturday night, my wife and I sat at our dining table with nothing but candles, and we just talked for hours. The present moment was amazing. There were times when I've gone to preach places, and it wasn't so much the sermon that was amazing. It was the moment that God allowed me to experience. I want to encourage you not to make the mistake that I've made, because now I'm 56 years old, and there are moments that I don't even remember anymore. I want to encourage you to live in the present, to enjoy the present until nothing by you. People who live inspired live in the moment. And this is really big because it requires an amazing level of maturity and balance, and it's an incredible balance in that. Detach your decisions from the court of opinion. Detach your decisions from the court of opinion. One of my favorite authors and speakers is a guy who's now died named Wayne Dyer. Wayne Dyer was a universalist. So he definitely believed in God, but he was open to a lot of different thoughts and philosophies. So he had his tentacles in a lot of unique ways of understanding life. Well, Wayne Dyer, in one of his last books entitled Inspiration, writes this: we must know that absolutely no one else truly knows and feels what we're here to accomplish. So we must give ourselves permission to hear our inner guidance and ignore the pressure from others. The reason why this quote is so powerful for me is because it suggests something amazing. And I want to say this in a way that will help you. When you detach your decisions from the court of opinion, what that really means is that you see people as sources of information, but not final approval. That's really, really big. You see people as sources of information. So as I'm getting ready to make a decision, I see you as a source of information. My wife sees me as a source of information. I don't make the final decision for her. She doesn't make the final decision for me, but she can be a source of information. And ultimately, the way that you make difficult decisions is you make them based upon your understanding of your unique destiny, and you make them based upon the clarity of your identity. This is so important, that you make decisions based upon the clarity of your identity. Now, it's really tough because watch this. You want people to give you their wisdom. You want people to give you guidance. You want people to offer their opinion. You really do. You want the advice. The Bible talks about the fact that there's safety in the counsel of many. But at the end of the day, it's your inner guidance. In the Christian church, we say the Holy Spirit. It's your inner guidance that should give you the confidence as to what path you take. Because ultimately, you will be measured by the path you take and no one else. And so in order to live inspired, you gotta be courageous enough to make the decisions. And there may be times that someone says, hey, I see it this way. And what they say is exactly in alignment with what you feel. There may be times that you say, someone says, I see it this way. And you may look at it and go, yeah, I appreciate that. Let me tweak the decision. But in all cases, you must trust your inner guidance. You must trust who you are and who you're discovering yourself to be. One of the challenges of having young adults as children is that they make their own decisions now. And sometimes we want to help, but sometimes our helping is not needed. They have to trust their own decisions. They have to trust the guide that drives their life. Here's number 4. And I love this. Number 4 says, once discovered, live courageously authentic. Once you discover your authenticity, live courageously in it. Live bold. People who live inspired lives are authentic people. And I'll tell you honestly, authenticity is a process. It is a process. And it's a process whereby one day you become amazingly comfortable in your own skin. You become amazingly comfortable in who you're created to be. And that doesn't happen right away. It doesn't. It doesn't. But it will eventually happen when you do something long enough and you find your unique space in what you do. When you finally hit that place, hit that space and that spot in life where you are genuinely, authentically who you are, it is in that moment that you learn faster. It's in that moment that you talk less. And it's in that moment that you trust more. Wow. You learn faster, you talk less, and you trust more. Authenticity is amazing because authenticity says that I'm willing to pay the price to discover who I'm created to be. And then I give myself away to that. I give myself away to authenticity. Dr. Seuss once said, why fit in when you were born to stand out? Wow. Why fit in when you were born to stand out? When you were born to stand out. Why fit in when you were born to stand out? Well, how do you discover your authenticity? You got to commit to the process of identification. And this process of identification comes with so many different layers and levels. But whatever your layers and levels are, as you commit to this process, you will discover something extraordinary, that you are less likely to cut a deal with your integrity, and you're more likely to make decisions because of integrity. You're less likely to adjust who you are, but here's what's deep, but you're more likely to be a benefit to the people who are in your life. I'm not giving you permission to stay mean and narcissistic and indifferent. That needs to change. By authenticity, I'm talking about the unique godness of your identity, which allows you to fit into the world, impacting the world in such a way that you become a unique expression of God's unique voice. Here's number 5. Live with purpose in mind and not just the outcomes. Now, I'm almost done, but I need everybody to hear this today because I think that a part of the challenge for all of us, you ready? A part of the challenge for all of us is not becoming consumed by outcomes, but learning how to live inspired where it is the effort you're making. It is the effort you're making. So when I live with purpose in mind, I'm not concerned about how many people hear E3 while I'm concerned about how many people hear E3. Because for me, what motivates me to invite people and what motivates me to encourage you to invite people is not because the numbers are affirming of my identity, but because I am now confident that in what I offer, the world needs to hear it. Do you see the difference? The difference is that the numbers will stroke my ego if I'm only concerned with the outcome of the numbers. But ultimately, if I am committed to simply being the person I'm created to be, and E3 is John Guns. John Guns is empowering. John Guns is equipping. John Guns is educating. When I understand who I am and I live in the courageous identity of authenticity, then I live with purpose in mind. What does that mean? I wake up every day and I am constantly living with the goal being that I want to be authentically true to who God has created me to be. I want to be authentically true to who I am called to be. I want to be authentically true. So in marriage, I want to be authentically true. In ministry, I want to be authentically true. In building out E3 in this new phase of my life, I want to be authentically true. Why is this important? Because when you live with purpose in mind, you make very different decisions than when you live with outcomes. When you live with purpose in mind, you will make certain decisions that will protect you in the long run. When you are only concerned with the outcome, you may adjust your whole personality just to get an outcome, but never to authentically experience who you are. I hope you caught what I just said. Because truthfully, 4 and 5 are inseparable twins. When I am authentic, purpose is what drives me. And when purpose drives me, things come to me that I didn't even know existed. Because now that I'm living with purpose, I'm a magnet, and I use that phrase a lot. I'm a magnet for relationships and for opportunities. I've had some incredible people come into my life, into my space lately, women and men, and they've been extraordinary additions to the already amazing life that God's given me. And because I understand the amazing life God's given me is a life that speaks of God and more than me, then what I do is that I give myself away so I can continue to grow and I can continue to expand. E3 is growing. And here's why. Because though it's not happening today the way I would want it to yesterday, it is happening in a way that is a reflection of my process. Are you getting it? And because it's a reflection of my process, it is because every Monday I wake up, I prepare for E3. Because E3 is purpose. Wow. What's purpose that every day you need to be keeping in mind? What's purpose? You're called to create businesses. What's purpose? You're called to educate. What's purpose? You're called to administer and organize. What's purpose? Everything that is purpose, you must settle in yourself that you will do everything possible to live out purpose. So let me suggest 3 things then that has to do with purpose. Here's the first one, is prayer. You must pray as you seek to know and understand what God's unique voice is in your life. 2, pay attention to what excites you. People often ask, what is God's will for me? Or what should be? Pay attention to what excites you. because chances are what excites you is purely you. Pay attention to what excites you. And then here's the third thing, and I hope this helps. Identify those who inspire you, because that may be who you are called to be next. Not them, but what you see them doing. Look at the people who inspire you, and watch this, and take your ego and lay it to the side so you can benefit from the people who inspire you. One of the most amazing things is when you look at someone who lives in purpose, you look at someone, two words I want to give you, who's always emerging. They're always emerging. Here's the second word, and they're always expanding. Someone who lives with purpose in mind is always emerging, consciousness, but they're always expanding. That's why people who live in purpose are always building something and growing something and writing something and creating something. And yes, even in their moments of Sabbath and their moments of rest, they are resting and reflecting so that they can prepare to continue the extraordinary process that's given to them. Neil Donald Walsh has this amazing quote: life begins at the end of your comfort zone. Wow. Life begins at the end of your comfort zone. Well, let me give you the last point for today, and then I will be done, and I'll see you guys next week. I want everybody to write this one down. Make today the day you try. Wow. People who live inspired live in every day. They live in every day. They don't wake up and then go through a day, and then then when they wake up the next day, they go, where did the day go? Man, I missed. No, people who live inspired, they live in every day. And inspired people are amazing people because they aggravate you, because they always seem to be living in the moment and thinking big and walking out purpose. They always seem to be finding the space to do the next thing. Here's the question I have for you. Did you try something today? Is there anything that you tried today? Again, I'm going to ask you this almost every week. What are you doing to advance the vision of your life? Did you do anything to clarify that vision? Did you do anything to expand your vision? Tomorrow, and you're going to wake up tomorrow. Make today, tomorrow, the day you try. I close with this quote by Friedrich Nietzsche. Friedrich Nietzsche writes, "The doer alone learneth." Wow. The doer alone learneth. You can never achieve anything. You can never live inspired. You can never live motivated. You can never accomplish what the motivated and the inspired accomplish unless you wake up every day and you try something new. I looked at my notes from the last several E3s, and I'm looking at all these notes and all this stuff that I've been writing for the last several weeks. And God just said to me, you know, every E3 is pointing towards a new book. Every E3 is pointing towards some new opportunities. And so one of the things that Ray and I have been talking about that we're getting ready to launch is my new website. I've been working with a very incredible woman of God who's been working with me and is working now with some of my family members, and God is using these partnerships to kind of birth out some things. And so it's exciting because Ray is working on my new website. Yes, I got a new website coming out very soon, johnguns.com. And within the website, we're going to build out something called a listening room. And the listening room is going to take all of these amazing teachings and some other things I haven't done yet. We're going to put them in the listening room, but we're going to do something. We're going to offer a subscription. And so we're going to offer us, we're going to offer this, subscription, and you'll pay, and you'll become a subscriber. Okay, you'll become a subscriber, and then every day you can listen to hundreds of hours of stuff that I've done, and it'll all be in one space in a listening room, the John Guns Leadership Institute listening room. You'll be able to watch and listen to hundreds of hours of things that I've taught and things that I've done. Right? Here's why. Because I believe my voice should be preserved. And so I want to challenge you to join me in the journey to be great, the journey to live inspired. Come with me. Let's go be inspired together. Let's grow together. Let's live together. Let's enjoy life together. Yeah, let's do it. And let's do it how? Together. E3, we're here for you. So listen, those of you who may be new viewers, I want to give you two opportunities. The first opportunity we want to give you is that Monday through Friday, I do an inspirational text. And now we have about 358 people who receive the text. And so every Monday through Friday, I do an inspirational text. You can join the E3 community. All right. And then periodically, I'll throw in a free download. Some of you have been taking advantage of the download. If you are part of the text group, go back and check the text if you haven't taken advantage of the download. And when you take advantage of the download, just kind of scroll through the store and see if there's something that may bless you, that you may want to add to your library. That's the first thing. E3 84576. Join the E3 community, and let's see if we can't be a blessing to you every Monday through Friday as we share inspirational texts with you. But here's the other thing, and no one invested last week, so I'm going to put it out there again today. I am expanding what we're able to do. So when I talk about building out a new website, when I talk about working with consultants, when I talk about building out the listening room, all of this comes with the cost. And I need those of you who believe in what I'm doing, believe in what I'm building, to become a part of the E3 Engager Circle, to become a part of the E3 Engager Circle. It is an investment of $56. And you can go to Cash App $E3JEG. Cash App $E3JEG. And you can invest in being a part of the E3 Engager Circle. I am preparing for this month to do a Friday night and a Saturday morning with those who have reached out and become a part of this. And it's going to be an amazing time. We had scheduled the third weekend, but I think we're going to have to push it back one weekend. But I want to encourage those of you to join us. And so right now you can go to Cash App $E3JEG. E3JEG and join, become an investor, and understand that $56 helps us to reach the world through this amazing, unique thing we call E3 with John Guns. But also it helps us build out John Guns Leadership Institute, LLC, because we are reaching out to the world. We are serious and committed about making a difference. Listen, thank you for watching tonight. Ray, thank you, my man. Thank you so much, Ray, for all that you do. And understand, everybody, that we want you to be a part of E3. Invite someone to join us next week, right at 6 o'clock. I take about 30 to 35 minutes now. I'm probably going a little longer than I was going, but I've got so much content. And so I'm so excited. And you can do it right now. You can go right now to E3 to 84576, E3 to 84576. It's free. You get it every day. I'm not selling anything through that. I'm just simply trying to connect. In fact, I'm giving away more than I'm getting in terms of that. But here's the important thing. If you'll become an investor and help us grow what we're trying to do globally, I would appreciate it. And you can do that by going to Cash App, and you can do $E3JEG. E3JEG. God bless you all. Have an amazing, amazing week. And remember that it is your season to seize the moment. And if you are willing to keep growing, God is willing to keep growing you. Be blessed, and we'll see you guys soon. Take care.